the plastic roast. Be demons on my table, feeling the overload. Hand-painted figures lined up on the edge. In my basement, dreamland on the cutting edge.
G'day viewers, I'm Pinky. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about HO. Now excuse me if I run out of breath, but I've got a hell of a cold at the moment, so I'm persevering, but we'll see if we can get to the end of this video without me passing out. All right, so what have we got? HO. Now, as many of you know, the last year or so we've been really focused on our 132 scale range, and we've blown that out to about 150 pieces, with about another 150 to 200 pieces slated over the next 24 months. A lot of Aussie icon stuff still to come. But a lot of the guys out there have been busting our chops about doing some HO stuff. So we've started on HO in the last month or so. This is what we've gotten to. We're aiming to get to about 100 pieces again of HO, which is probably one of the biggest ranges out there. So we are really focused on you guys this year. 2025, it's all about HO. We'll dribble out a few more 132 scale pieces, but HO is really the focus for this year. In fact, I've changed my entire table at home to be HO, so that we've got somewhere to set things up and take some photos and show you how it goes in situ. But yeah, I just sort of put a quick video out there to show you what we've got so far and let you know that it is coming. So a quick walkthrough. We've got a few lookout towers and things, one with stairs, one with a ladder. We've got the famous Watkins Glen gantry that everybody loves, so we've done that in 1/64, so that's they're all available now through the website. The grandstand, which is available now as well in the hairpin. So we've got the single story, and there's also the 2-story available as well. The starter on rostrum, of course, we never missed that one. It's a beautiful little piece. Now, the other thing I should tell you about this, coming out this year in both scales, we're actually working on the extension modules for this, so you actually be able to do quite a long run of this. They're available in a full width and a half width, and you can use the half width to just do grandstands randomly around your track, or you can make one giant grandstand that your track can run up and back around and what have you. There might even be a right angle piece for this that will all join together, so you can actually do like a letter L. But that's later in the year. That's all going to be coming. But this is certainly available now on the website. Start on rostrum we've done. Okay, as for billboards, what have we got in the billboards? We've got our traditional BB02, which is our standard billboard. Normally has a frame around here, but you can always stick your artwork on, then stick your frame on. That's a pretty cheap and simple little piece to put all around your track. Of course, you would have seen our taller billboards with lighting that we have in the 132. They're also available in acrylic in the 132, but we won't be doing acrylic in the small one. It's just too fine a detail for that sort of stuff. But we'll certainly be doing the full range of signs that we have in the 132, scaled down to HO in a small, medium, and tall frame. Heads are interchangeable, so you can, if you decide you suddenly want to put the head that's on your small one on your large one, you can swap them all around. They will have lighting, as you can see. The way the lighting works is really quite simple. If you decide you don't want lighting for any reason, you can just snip those off and you have it without lighting. But that'll all be part of the plug-and-play system as well. So you'll be able to actually set up a full system around the track. Check out the plug-and-play video if you haven't seen that. It is about the 132 stuff, but the same thing is going to apply to this, and we'll have the same light towers and bits and pieces as well. So there'll be quite a bit of lighting available in the HO stuff. Of course, we've got our Aussie icon stuff you're probably very familiar with. One of our really popular pieces, particularly for the guys down here in Victoria, is the Rob Roy starter gate from the Rob Roy hill climb course, the PBR brakes. People love this piece. It's really popular. The little MG logo. Yeah, beautiful piece. And of course, also from the Aussie Icons range, we have our drive-in from Germana Drive-In. And it's really detailed. I don't know how well you can see that there in the camera, but it's a beautiful piece. There's actually a build video on this, so check out the build video and you might be able to see how beautiful the detail is. It's a really nice little piece. So I'll put those aside for a second. I'll show you some of our pit box stuff. Okay, so you may be familiar already with this system here. So this is our modular system. It has multiple roof panels and what have you. So it can actually, remove those and swap it out for a party deck or an atrium or what have you, skylights. And as for the actual levels themselves, there's a few there to choose from. You can see there we've got a residential level, we've got a warehouse, we've got an office space. So you can do a whole building of just, you know, apartment buildings or something like that, or you can chop and change the roofs around, etc. So that's quite a nice little system. That's already available in 132. It's about to be available in 164. And then the new one that we're working on is the low-level pit boxes. So basically, it kind of works really best as a three-piece set like you see here, but they're individual modules, so you can really have as many or as few as you like. At the moment, for the roof space, we have the entry building, so you can come up this, you know, as if imaginary stairs up into this area here and to enter the roof space. And we have our seating, which, you know, grandstand seating or bleachers, if you like, in America. Now, these have a 3-door setup, but we're going to also be doing it in a 4-door setup. The reason we're doing both is there's plenty of room inside, so using it as a 3-door setup allows you 3 cars, but it gives you plenty of space for toolboxes, workbenches, you know, people, etc. So it's a good little setup with plenty of room. Swapping over to the 4-door system, that's going to, you know, compress that down a little bit. There's still a little bit of room inside, but you can't really do a full-on diorama. But what it does allow you to do is fit 12 cars in the same amount of space. Now, this, as a 3-door system, I think is absolutely brilliant for the Hot Wheels guys, because I know a lot of those guys, you know, we're working in the same scale. So there's no reason for you not to have this stuff and paint this up and, you know, make it look amazing next to your car collection. But what you can do with this is paint up your road, put all your cars out the front, and do a full diorama inside of a workshop. So, you know, put in a hoist and all sorts of stuff. So great system. They will come with short and long walls for the ends. What that allows you to do is set them up in the combination that you want. So as you can see by this middle one here, it's got short walls, so that when it all butts together, it's kind of like one big open terrace. So you can set it up that way, or you can just do tall ones and just have one building on its own. But it comes with the long, tall building sides and the short building sides in the same kit. Yeah, that's about it. There'll be more rooftop modules available throughout the year, but at the moment that's the 2. Different facades, so you can have individual signs for each individual pit, or you can have one big sign or no sign, whatever you want to do. They're detailed at the back there with some entry doors and windows, just to give it a bit of a look. And we will probably end up doing these in a low relief system later in the year. Basically, when the cars are in here, they take up about probably 2/3 of the building, so we can actually shorten that down, still put cars in there and run this around the edges of your track, just to give you some buildings in the background. But that's later in the year. That's where we're at the moment with our HO stuff. It's a little bit to get you started, and you know, if you take a minute and have a look through the 132 scale stuff, probably about 80% of what's available in 132 will be available in HO. So if there's something particular that you see and it's not available in HO yet, reach out to us, let us know. And if you need it in a hurry, we might push that one along a little bit and get it underway. But exciting year. Looking forward to all the HO stuff we're going to do. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one. And as always, when in doubt, go flat out.